What is going on YouTube? It's Teslamouse here bringing you the NPA Season 2 Draft Analysis video where I go over what I drafted and why. So the draft took place a couple of weeks ago, and I was in Illinois with my girlfriend SarahBear6991, who is also my assistant coach. Yeah, I basically did the draft while I was with her, and you know, I'm okay with how the draft turned out. I'm okay with the Pokemon I selected, and we are going to go over those right now. So let's start with the first. Well, actually, first let's discuss the draft format. We went by the GBA draft format. For those of you that don't know, the Global Battle Association is another draft league that people, I believe, like Shady and A-Drive competed in. I don't know if Shady competed in that one or not. I don't pay attention to other draft leagues. But nonetheless, here are the rules basically. You can draft your Pokemon in any order you would like. That's rule number 1. The 4 free Pokemon must add to 400 or less total points. Example, 4 Pokemon from Tier 3 or 1 Pokemon from Tier 1, 2, 4, and 5, etc. Drafting Tier 2 Megas or below adds points to your free point total. Example, Tier 2 Megas like Mega Adding gives you 40 extra points. So you'll have 440 points total to draft for the free slot. The 4th rule is you must draft 11 mons total, and you must meet the requirements for every tier. The order you draft makes no difference, but you must draft at least 1 Tier 1, 1 Tier 2, 1 Tier 3, 2 Tier 4, 1 Tier 5, 1 Mega, and 4 free Pokemon. So let's go over the examples of legit drafts. The Tier 1 slot is Azumarill. Tier 2 slot is Burloom, Tier 3 is Crobat, whoops, they're taking my desk, sorry about that. Tier 4 is Basculin, Tier 4 is Archeops, Tier 5 is Audino, and the Mega is Mega Altaria. Now because Mega Altaria is a Tier 1 Mega, you don't get any points added to your free slot. So now, say these were your draft choices, you have 400 points that you can draft for the free slot. So Arcanine would be 100 points, so Fate will be Tier 1, so it would be 180 points. And Bravery and X-Spot, I believe, are Tier 5, would be 60 points each. Let's go to the roster. Let's go to draft board? No, that's not right. Draft order. B17. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, I don't know where the thing is where it explains what Pokemon are what tier, but you get the general idea. You have 400 extra points that you could or 400 points that you can use towards the free slots, and if you draft a Tier 2 or lower Mega, you get points added to those. Like Tier 2 would add 40 points, and Tier 3 I believe would add 60, and Tier 4 would be add 80, etc. I don't know the exact point lineup, but yeah, you get the general idea. So, yeah, we have to draft a Pokemon from each tier, and 2 Tier 4 Pokemon actually, because there is no Tier 6. So let's go over what I drafted, shall we? My first draft choice was actually from the Tier 2 slot, and I'm actually quite surprised that this was a Tier 2 Pokemon. It is Rotom Wash. Now, Rotom Wash is a bulky Pokemon. Let's check it out now. 105 base, or 107 base defense, 107 base special defense. Rotom Wash can be used as a physically defensive pivot. A specially defensive pivot could be also used as Specs or Scarf, and has access to stuff like Pain Split, which divides the HP between you and the opposing Pokemon. Access to Foul Play, which you don't really see Foul Play Rotom. It might be something to consider, actually. Might have to try that out in the NPA. Rotom Wash is among 6 Rotom forms. The Rotom forms would be regular Rotom, Rotom Fan, or Fan Rotom, which is Electric Flying, Frost Rotom, which is Ice Electric, Heat Rotom, which is Fire Electric, Mow Rotom, which is Grass Electric, and Wash Rotom, which is, well, Water Electric, which is what I chose. I use Rotom Wash a lot on my OU teams on stream. Pretty much everyone on my stream will agree that Rotom Wash may as well be my OU competitive mascot, I guess. But yeah, I chose Rotom because I enjoy using it, and you can run a lot of different sets on it. You can run a lot of different status inflictions with it, like Will-O-Wisp for burns, Thunder Wave for paralysis, and Toxic for poison. You can run Registered Chesto, you can run Leftovers, Scarf, Specs. You can run it mixed defensive, special defensive, or physical defensive. So it'll be interesting to see how I use this Rotom week to week. My next pick, my second draft pick, was actually my Mega. I did not take advantage of the tier 2 or lower points clause. I went with a tier 1 Mega Scizor. I love Mega Scizor so much. Mega Scizor has a base 150 attack, base 140 defense, base 100 special defense, base 75 speed. Its ability is Technician, where the power of base 60 or less moves are boosted by 50%, which is really, really, really powerful. I think Bullet Punch is base 60, if I remember correctly. Let's check that. Bullet Punch is base 40, so it would be boosted by 20 power, because 50% of what it is. You can have access to Bullet Punch, Iron Defense, although you wouldn't run Iron Defense on Mega Scizor. You have Night Slash, Swords Dance, Iron Head, although I'd rather run Bullet Punch over Iron Head. Double Hit could be interesting for a Technician Scizor, for a Mega Scizor, but normal type moves provide no coverage whatsoever, so I doubt I'll be running Double Hit on my Mega Scizor. TMs I can learn, Brick Break, Aerial Ace to deal with fighting types, if you really want to. Steel Wing, not so great, because you have Bullet Punch as it is, and that has low accuracy. X Scizor, it doesn't get boosted by Technician, but it's still a good stab move for it. U-Turn. On Swords Dance users, I would not use U-Turn because your Swords Dance boost will disappear. Rock Smash, I guess, for a fighting type attack, although I'd rather run Superpower. All because you have Technician does not mean you have to have every attack benefit from it. You can run stuff like Superpower, which is a base 120 fighting type move, hits Heatrons and Ferrothorns really hard. Although at the cost of a stage of attack and defense when the attack goes through. I will be running Bug Bite to get boosted by Technician, because taking the opponent's berries and having that Technician boost for a stab Bug Bite is really, really good. I can also run Knockoff when I hit Ghost Sights, but I may alternate between Knockoff and Superpower depending on the matchup of that week. I can also get access to Defog, although I probably won't be wasting my move slot on Defog for my Mega. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with my Mega choice. I was debating between that or Mega Venusaur, but Mega Venusaur is already picked, so I went with Mega Scizor. Do watch out for Him Power Fire Mega Venusaurs though, because those are a thing, and yeah. My third pick is actually a tier 1 Pokemon. I'm actually surprised it lasted this long. It is the Eon Pokemon Latias. Latias is a Psychic Dragon type. It pairs well with Rotom because Rotom will cover its Ice weakness. Latias will cover Rotom Grass weakness. Latias will also cover Scizor's Fire weakness, and Scizor will cover Latias' Fairy, Dragon, and Ice weakness, as well as its Bug weakness. So, very good pick on my part. Latias is more of a defensive Eon, as opposed to its male counterpart being Latios. It has base 110 special attack, which isn't that great, but it has base 130 special defense. That is great. Base 110 speed, it ties with Latios. It has access to stuff like, let's see, Refresh, which cures itself of status ailments like paralysis, burn, poison, and whatnot. Has access to Recover or Roost, Psycho Shift, and transfer a status condition on itself to the opponent. Has access to Psychic, Heal Pulse, which is only good in doubles. Reflect type, which is a good counter to Bisharp actually, because Bisharp is Dark Steel, and by making Latias Dark Steel, it'll resist both of Bisharp's stab moves. You also have access to Healing Wish. Healing Wish makes it so if the user faints, but in return, the Pokemon taking its place will get fully healed of HP and status conditions. So, very good move on there. Very, very good move. It obviously has Draco Meteor because its Dragon type has stuff like Calm Mind, Side Shock, which is also great for it. Hits special defensive Pokemon on the physical side. So, if you're coming up against a Chansey Blissey, Side Shock is a lot better than Psychic. You got access to Roar, but you don't really want to use Roar on that. It has good special attack. You can learn like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball. Let's see what else. Energy Ball even hit those Swampers, Gastrodon, Seismitoads, etc. Has access to Charge Beam. Has access to Grass Knot, although I'd much rather use Energy Ball. Even has access to Surf, interestingly enough. It can learn Last Resort, which isn't that great, to be honest. It can learn Shockwave, which is not needed. Tailwind is decent. A Trick, definitely, if you want to run a Spec set on it, or a Scarf set. And, you know, predict a wall switching and go for Trick and lock them into a choice item. Which isn't fun for them, but very fun for you. Didn't realize that Latias actually gets Helping Hand. That's interesting. Down here in the transfer only moves, you have stuff like Draco Meteor, you have Defog, you have Sucker Punch, but regular Latias I wouldn't run it. Some interesting possibilities. I believe Latias gets access to Thunder Wave, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it doesn't get access to Thunder Wave, another status ailment on top of Toxic, so if you really want to be that guy, you could Thunder Wave your opponent's Pokemon with Latias, but yeah, lots of good possibilities. My next pick, my fourth pick, is actually, I believe it was a tier 4 pick? That would be Typhlosion. Typhlosion has two abilities, Blaze and Flash Fire. Blaze, when the HP is below 1/3 of its maximum, the power of Fire type's move increases by 50%. So if you're at real low health, your Flamethrower, your Heat Wave, your Overheat, your Fire Blast, whatever Fire type move you want to use, is boosted by 50%. Flash Fire, however, is the more useful ability for it. Actually, when a user is hit by damaging Fire type move, including Fire type Hidden Power, once activated, the user's Fire type moves deal 1.5 times more damage. While this ability is in effect, this Pokemon is immune to damage from Fire type attacks and Fire type Hidden Power. Accuracy and effectiveness moves are ignored. For Fire type Pokemon with this ability, Will-O-Wisp activates this ability without having an effect. If non-Fire Pokemon has this ability, Will-O-Wisp will activate the ability and will have an effect. So basically, if you're going to Flash Fire on a non-Fire type Pokemon, it'll get burned and still lose half of its attack. But either way, the reason why I picked Typhlosion is because I needed something to cover Scissor's Fire weakness, just like Latias. I would have went for Heatran, but that was already picked round 1, I believe, so thus Latias was my tier 1 pick. Typhlosion fit the bill. People were surprised I didn't go with Volcarona, and the reason why is because Volcarona is hit neutrally by fire. It doesn't resist fire, and it's not immune to fire like Flash Fire Typhlosion is, so that's why I picked Typhlosion. You can also run a mixed Typhlosion hit to catch up Heatrans off guard, because Typhlosion does have access to Earthquake here. I do run a mixed Latios, so I do know how viable a mixed Heatran lure could be. Typhlosion has access to Solar Beam, so if we want to run a Power Herb Solar Beam, we can hit stuff like Gastrodon and Seismitoad and Swampert. Typhlosion doesn't really have that great of a special move pool, though. It has just its Fire type attacks, basically. Solar Beam and Hidden Power, and Hyper Beam, but you want to run Hyper Beam. It does get extra sensory for breeding, though. So there's that to consider. Let's see. Gets access to Thunder Punch, Fire Punch. Again, physical Typhlosion isn't that solid. It only has base 80 attack, but I have some plans for this thing. I do have some plans for the Draft League, and I am going to try to really use Typhlosion effectively. Again, it's not the Fire-type Pokemon people expect me to choose. And yeah, you could say that I could have picked Houndoom, but I wanted something that could be a Heatran lure with Earthquake, so Typhlosion was that. Again, Typhlosion's not really that great in the Draft League, but you know what? I'm going to do my best with it. The next Pokemon that I drafted was my free slot, and I picked a tier 1 Pokemon in Thundurus Incarnate. Now, Thundurus Incarnate has one of two abilities. It could be Prankster, which status category moves have their speed priority increased by 1. So stuff like Taunt, Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, Agility, and such will usually go first before the opponent can strike. Its hidden ability, however, is Defiant. Now, Its attack is ranged by 2 stages when the opponent has its stats lowered. It doesn't work on self-inflicted stat drops and drops from allies, which is unfortunate. But, you throw Thundurus in front of a Defogger. Defogger will clear off the rocks, but at the cost of increasing Thundurus' attack by 2 stages because of Defiant. Now, if you're running Defiant Thundurus, you should either run physical or mixed. Do not run special because special attacking Thundurus does not benefit from Defiant. Like I said, Thundurus Incarnate has access to Nasty Plot, Charge, I guess. Swagger, which is banned in the league, has access to Heal Block, which will prevent the opponent from healing, Agility, and Thunder Wave, as well as other status category moves like Rain Dance, Attract, Rest, Torment, stuff like that. It has a good special move pool. It gets access to moves like its obvious electrical attacks, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. Has access to Psychic, access to Sludge Wave and Sludge Bomb, access to Charge Beam, access to Incinerate, which is a fire type move. Interesting. I might have to play around with that in the league. Although, I don't think there'll be any situation where I want to run Incinerate. Let's see. Also has access to Grass Knot to hit those Swamperts, Quagsires, and Gastrodons. Access to Dark Pulse. Get stuff like Iron Tail, Knockoff, Superpower, Thunder Punch, Electro Web, which isn't that useful. Thundurus Incarnate's base attack is 115, its base special attack is 125, and its base speed is 111. So I'm very happy with this pick. I'm surprised it made it to round 4, so I'm glad I snagged that when I could. My next pick is something that people who knew me in my early days of Twitch know me especially well for. Klefkis, another Prankster user, has 2 abilities, Prankster and Magician. Magician sucks on it, don't run it. Klefkis is more of a defensive support Pokemon. He gets access to Thunder Wave, Torment, Magic Room, which will actually bounce up, which will actually make opponents or both Pokemon's held items useless for 5 turns. Has access to screens like Light Screen, Reflect, Toxic, Calm Mind, Rain Dance, in case you want to survive some fire attacks. Also gets Magnet Rise, a double team, but that's not allowed in the league either, so don't try it. Safeguard, which prevents you from being inflicted with status conditions. Spike Up, which will steal the opponent's stat boost. Sleep Talk, which is not useful. Substitute, which was useful when Swagger was legal, but that's not useful anymore. Confide, which actually lowers the opponent's special attack stat. It gets access to stuff like Switcheroo, Iron Defense, Foul Play, Magic Coat, which reflects back target moves like Leech Seed and whatnot. Gets access to Recycle, but I don't really use that. Klefkis, once again, is more of a support Pokemon. You can set up spikes with it, that'll be useful. It's something I will do sometimes during the league, so yeah, I'm very happy with this pick. It's a Fairy Steel type, only has 2 weaknesses, those being Fire and Ground. Rain Dance will cover the Fire weakness, and Magnet Rise will cover the Ground weakness. Next draft pick I chose was Swampert. This is my Stealth Rocker, or my main Stealth Rocker. It is Water Ground, only weakness is Grass. It has 2 abilities, Torrent, which when the HP is below 1/3 of its maximum, the power of water type moves is increased by 50%. And Damp, Explosion and Self-Destruct will not work while this Pokemon is on the field, so sorry Bronzong, no explosion for you. You can run a leftover set with Roar, Scald, Earthquake, and Stealth Rocks. You can run AV Counter Coat because it gets access to Counter and Mirror Coat. Gets access to Endeavor, which isn't that useful. I did not drop Mega Swampert, so I'm only allowed to use base Swampert. Let's see. Has a decent move pool, has access to Hammer Arm, Superpower, Rock Slide, Ice Punch, Sludge Wave, I guess. Rock Tomb. Power Punch. Against Avalanche, an attack that move that inflicts double damage if the user has been hurt by the target in the same turn. So if they slow the opponent, you know you're going to take a good chunk of damage, use Avalanche, and you'll get a hefty chunk of damage off them as well. Gets Refresh, which secures itself of a status ailment. Gets Yawn, which will put the opponent's Pokemon to sleep, which will stop setup sweepers in their track. In their tracks, I mean. Gets Outrage too, which is interesting. This acts as a Seismic Toss. Very satisfied with this pick. Its base attack is 110, base defenses are 90. Has 100 base HP though, that's wicked good. So, definitely do not regret this pick whatsoever. My next pick was Primeape. The reason why I chose Primeape is simple. I need a physical, fast fighting type. And Primeape fit the bill. I also got it for its Defiant ability, which when you throw it from a Defogger, its attack style will increase by 2 stages. That's something we discussed when we were going over Thunderous Incarnate. It has a lot of good moves. Its Final Gambit, which is interesting. Run a Scarf Final Gambit. That'd be very, very, very interesting. What it does is it risks everything to attack its target. The user faints, but does damage equal to the user's HP. So make sure you have full HP on it. Please, Final Gambit. Its move pool isn't that great. Well, that I can learn by level up. It has Close Combat, which is great. It has access to stuff like Smackdown for flying types, Earthquake, Brick Break, Rock Tomb, Aerial Ace, which is not useful at all. Acrobatics suggests we have no item on your Pokemon. Stone Edge, Rock Slide, Poison Jab, U-Turn to pivot out. Makes a good Scarf pivot. Has access to Beat Up, Close Combat, Counter, Encore, which is not that great. Focus Punch, which you really need to be careful about because if you get hit when you're trying to use Focus Punch, you will not move that turn. There's Night Slash, Revenge, Reversal, Sun Salt. It inflicts double damage on a target paralysis, so maybe we can combo that up with Klefki. We might be able to do something very mean with that. But however cures the opponent's paralysis, so make sure you can feint Pokemon. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire move to attacks include Fire Punch, Dual Chop, Gunk Shot, Ice Punch, Iron Tail, Outrage, Seed Bomb, Thunder Punch. Transfer only moves include Work Up, Endure, Captivate, Natural Gift, Vacuum Wave, Swift, Mud Slap, Headbutt, Mega Punch, Mega Kick, Body Slam, Double Edge, Mimic. Those are not really good moves. Its base attack is 105. Its base special attack is 60, so when you see you can learn stuff like Overheat, don't go for that. It's not useful at all. You're better off running Fire Punch and Physical Primeape. 95 base speed is nothing to sneeze at. It outspeeds Lando T, so Scarf's Ice Punch and Primeape will fuck Lando's T up, because Intimidate will activate Defiant, and yeah. Good game, Lando's T. But yeah, I wanted to choose a somewhat fast, physical, attacking, fighting type Pokemon, so that's what I chose. My next draft pick was Malamar. Malamar is a Psychic Dark type. The main ability you run on is Contrary. Moves used on Pokemon that raise stats lower the stats, while moves that lower the stats raise the stats. So, if Malamar uses something like Superpower, it normally lowers its attack and defense by 1 stage, but Contrary makes it go up by 1 stage on both stats. So it has access to Superpower, Foul Play, Psywave, but it's not a special attacker, so you shouldn't run it. Hypnosis to put the opponent to sleep, I guess. Switcheroo. You want to run like a choice set. Gets access to Light Screens. Psycho Cut, which is a stab move. Night Slash, another stab move. I wouldn't run special attacks on it though, to be honest. It does get access to Taunt, so you can stop like Stealth Rockers from setting up and whatnot. It gets access to Screens, Flamethrower. It gets access to special attacks, but again, special attack Malamar is not viable in the least. It gets access to Rock Slide to hit those annoying Volcaronas on the switch, or Talonflames. You can predict the switch right. It gets Destiny Bond via Egg move. Typical moves that you'll see, or typical items you'll see on Malamar include the Assault Vest, Resto Chesto Berry, Life Orb sometimes, maybe a Choice Scarf. Malamar wouldn't be too bad. Gets access to knockoff, which is awesome. So I'm very satisfied with this pick. My next pick was Trevenant. My first pick was going to be Druddigon. Well, not my first pick, but the first pick of this round was going to be Druddigon. However, it was sniped by A-Drive. Thus, I decided to go Trevenant. Trevenant is a Ghost Grass type with 3 abilities: Natural Cure. The status Burn, Paralysis, Sleep, Poison, and Freeze are healed when it switches out. First reveals the opponent's held item, and Harvest. This Pokemon has a 50% chance of restoring a consumed berry. During Sunshine, this increases to 100%. It's ran mainly as bulk, with stuff like Leech Seed, Will-O-Wisp, Confused Ring. It has access to stuff like Shadow Claw, Wood Hammer, Destiny Bond, Phantom Force, and Horn Leech. Phantom Force is a very interesting move. The user vanishes somewhere that strikes target on the next turn. The move hits even if the target protects itself, so Detect and Protect will not work. I don't know if this will work through Substitute. I've never tried it. Trying against Home Claws, increasing its attack and accuracy. Gets Protect, Safeguard. It gets Earthquake to hit Heatrons on the switch, and other fire types that may come into Will-O-Wisp. It gets Reflect, Facade in case it gets inflicted with a burn. It gets Rest, so if you want to run a Resto Chesto or Resto Lumberry set, you can. It gets Rock Slide, X Scissor, Poison Jab. It gets Substitute. Lots of possibilities on this. It's Magikarp, which again bounces targeted non-attacking moves like Leech Seed and whatnot. It's Pain Split, Extra Recovery. It's Drain Punch. It's Trick, which you wouldn't really actually use. It's Skill Swap. I don't know why you want to use that on Trevenant. It has base 110 attack. Its defenses are kind of meh, but it depends on how you build the EVs and the nature. It can be pretty bulky. So, yeah. And my final draft pick, which I allowed my girlfriend to pick for me because I had to leave her and go home, so I had to travel like 18 hours back to my house. I gave her the sole decision to pick the final draft pick, and she chose Mamma Mia! Probopass. Now, my girlfriend, Sarah Bear 6991, aka Sarah, is my assistant coach, or one of my 2 assistant coaches. The other assistant coach being Evie Ryer, although he is an analyst, so I'm not really sure if he retired as my assistant coach. He didn't give me any notice of it. But Probopass is a Steel Rock type. It's interesting. It has 3 weaknesses: a ×4 weakness to fighting, a ×4 weakness to ground, and a weakness to water. I'm happy to pick despite all that because it is another rock setter. It has access to Magnet Rise to avoid ground type attacks, with access to Gravity, which also avoids, makes flying types grounded and negates Levitate. It has access to Iron Defense, which will boost its already insane base 145 defense stat. It has access to my favorite status move in the game, Thunder Wave. Everyone knows how much I love Thunder Wave here. Gets access to stuff like Spark, Rock Slide, Power Gem. It's more of a special attacker than a physical attacker. Gets Zapcan, electrical type attack with the instant paralysis. Gets Lock On, which makes Zapcan 100% accurate. It gets access to Toxic, Taunt, Sunny Day, or Thunderbolt, Thunder, Earthquake, but you'd rather use Earth Power on it because it's more of a special attacker. Gets access to Sandstorm, which will actually help it in the sand if you use the Sand Force ability. It gets Explosion. It gets Rock Polish to double its speed, or sharply raise its speed. It gets Volt Switch, so it can pivot out. It gets Dazzling Gleam, which is weird. It gets Stealth Rock, which is the main reason why I'm happy with this pick. Another rock setter in case I don't feel it's safe to send Swampert in. It gets interesting physical attacks in Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. Earth Power. It's Magico. We already reviewed what that did. It gets Pain Split as well. Pre-evolution only moves are Harden and Rock Throw. That's not really relevant. Transfer only moves. I think the only transfer only move I'd use on it is Ancient Power. So base 50 attack, base 75 special attack. If you're going to run offensive moves on it, then it's got to be special attacking moves. Has an insane 150 special defense. Very, very, very insane. So overall, I am very satisfied with my draft choices and whatnot. Very much so. And yeah, I look forward to this season. I don't think I'm going to do too well, but I'm going to try my very best to. And hopefully I do make it to the playoffs like last season. But if I don't, then I can always improve in the next draft. I would like to thank Evie Ryder and my beautiful girlfriend, SarahBear6991, aka Sarah, for being my assistant coaches this season. We didn't get assistant coaches last season, so yeah. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about my draft choices in the comments section, and I will have the Week 1 match this Sunday uploaded, hopefully, as we will be going against Baby Powder of the Barcelonas, so look out for that. That battle will probably be done on my stream tomorrow, Thursday night, actually. So if you want to see that live and all exploring, then you can head on to my stream that night, and I'll be doing the match against Baby Powder. So guys, with that being in mind, once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more fantastic videos from me. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Stay salty, Rage Quitters. Stay salty.